All right, I'm going to show you how to deploy your Obsidian notes to a public website on a PC. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up Windows PowerShell, and I'm going to change directory into wherever you download this script that I provide. So in this case, I've got this sites folder, and I've got my documentation for how to do everything. Then I've got this scripts folder. I've got a site folder where I'm going to clone the website into, and then this is my Obsidian public vault. So there's the public folder. You may have your vault in a different directory, that's fine. You can put these files wherever you want. Main thing though here is we're going to change directory into this scripts folder. We're going to run this command. This gives you permissions for this thing to install stuff on your computer. I'll put this in the video, and we'll just say yes to all. Now it's going to ask us where our repo URL is. So you're going to do a new repo inside of GitHub. I'm going to call mine DFT-PC. It's going to be public. I'm not going to change anything else here. Don't add a README. It should be a blank repo. And then it's going to give you your repo URL here. So I just hit that copy button. You can go back into PowerShell, and I'll paste that in. Now it wants to know where our public vault is. I'm going to again go into that. It wants the public folder, so make sure you have one. Make sure your notes are there, and make sure that it is capitalized as public. And then it wants to know where to create our site. And again, I've already created this site folder, so I'll just drag that in there. It's cloning that repo of Quartz, and the script is adding a few things to what Quartz would normally install with if you were to just clone its repo. So this is all going to make that process of getting your site online a bit easier than if you were to just try to do this with Quartz directly. All right, so in here, I'll start by hitting enter, and I'm just going to choose all the defaults. So we want empty Quartz and treat links as shortest path. That's the default for Obsidian. If you change this, you might have to choose a different selection, but assuming you haven't changed anything there, it's going to run this setup script. It's going to tell you where your site URL is, and it's going to tell you how to publish this. So we can either run this from the command line to deploy any changes to our site, or we can double click this CMD file here in our repo. So first, let's go and look at our repo. If we refresh, it's got all the files in here. And then if we go to settings, we need to set this up first so it will deploy properly. And we go to pages. Instead of deploy from a branch, we want to choose GitHub Actions. That's the only thing you need to do in your repo. And now we can run that deploy script. So I'll just copy this here and paste it so you can see it. And so now it is deploying to our site. And if we want to see that running, we click on Actions in GitHub, and we see this process running here. That's what we just ran, this deploy. So it's building the site right now, and then it's going to move on to the actual deploy step. This takes about 30 seconds for me. It gives us the URL for our public site. So in here, there's a default welcome page, and then any of our pages, our actual notes, will show up in this Explorer over here. So that's the content of my notes. If I want to change that, I can obviously go to my public vault, change the notes, and instead of welcome to Quartz, let's call it welcome to Digital Futures Told. I'm going to save that. And then this time, let's run that command, double clicking. It's going to write our changes. It says it's deployed. Again, we'll check in our Actions tab. We see another process running. You can click in to see the status. You can even click in further to see what particularly in the build process is running. In case you hit any errors, you can kind of troubleshoot that. Looks like that job is complete. Now we can look at the deploy. And again, we can open this up, click on our welcome page, and make sure you refresh. And now we see it says, welcome to Digital Futures Tool. So that's how you publish your Obsidian notes to a public website with Quartz.